So we're a year in to the new life of after the merger, and as I look back on the last year, I see many celebrations and positive points. One of the things that surprised us was that the timeline was very soon, was a few months after the conversation was what was the launch date. So it all happened very fast, but we were in the new space in time for Easter, which is another tie to resurrection, that we are joining congregations and joining churches and celebrating this new life together on Easter Sunday. We have always had the word historic in our mission statement. The East Side is creative, historic, inclusive, United Methodist. And I see that aspect of us as historic living out in more tangible ways. Not only are we historic in our liturgy and in the worship that we practice every week, but we now have this tie to this historic building, and we live in this history. Just as we as a young congregation are starting something new. 100 years ago, these people at Martha Brown were also starting something new, and that we are surrounded by this cloud of witnesses as we practice resurrection in this new building, and this tie to those who have gone before us and how we're connected to the larger history of Martha Brown, of East Atlanta, of the United Methodist Church.
The thing that our friends at Harmony Grove brought is 166 years of tradition in this community. So they know the people that are in the surrounding communities, and that's very important that we listen to that, and that's a key part of the input. They know the people, they have that experience and tradition. So I think merging those two, energy and tradition, from my perspective, has been fascinating.
We're just so pleased with that. And the work that's been done here to upgrade the building, I mean, it's lovely now, and it's very functional now. Our sanctuary is just beautiful with all the work that's been done there. And the Sunday school classes are much more functional. And even our fellowship hall is now a cafe, but the functionality is working.
And the perception is reality. When people drive by this church, they need to see something happening, and that's from the signs, that's from the appearance of the building, and then once they finally walk in, they need to see that things are changing on the inside. And I think one walk through the church, in the sanctuary, in the kids' rooms, everywhere you go here, you feel that welcoming spirit. And it's not just people from the Church of the Way group, it's also from the Harmony Grove folks. And you can see the merge of congregations happening a little bit more each week, getting closer and closer.
And I think that everyone knew that we needed change. It was just hard because people had a lot of questions and that kind of thing, so there were a lot of meetings about that. But I think people's hearts started to soften, and we've been praying for something to happen for a long time. That we all had an idea of what we wanted to happen, and this wasn't it. But what if this is God's plan, and we need to approach it that way, that this could be God's plan.
Everyone was so welcoming, and I don't think that they treated us any differently than they would a new guest that came for the first time that wasn't from the Springs, that just came from anywhere. So it was, once the process got towards begin to start, it really went very smoothly, I thought. And what we learned was, once we made the decision, everyone was ready. And so we decided to close the Springs earlier and go ahead and have people attend the Vine because they were ready to do it and excited about it, as opposed to waiting, the extra 6 months in order to do it. So it worked out really good, the timing. I think what I'm excited about is that what is over here, and the enthusiasm and the energy and all the people having the other campus, and when people in the community start to understand that there are two campuses, I think that exposure for the community as the Vine and two campuses is really going to be a positive.
I just feel like they're really going to be able to tap into the high school and get that youth group, get involved with those kids. And the elementary's right there. There's middle schools. There's Sterling on the lake right across the street. So just to reach all those people with God. So.
I prayed and I prayed that something be done with our church. And then we got a telephone call to go see the district superintendent. And that just beamed all of us. We have a new church that's going to come in and take over. Take over? Yes. We were real excited about that. Some new blood, some new children. I have never seen so many children in a churchyard as we have now. From a 1-year-old to maybe 15 to 16-year-old children. I've never seen that before in any church, and we're so glad that Connection came. And now we're Connection at North Covington. As long as I went to church, my family did not support me. They would come to the outings or the dinners or whatever, but they never did support me. But once at Connection, there's my son and his wife, my daughter and her family, and then my great grandbabies, and then my grandchild and her husband have joined, and I think there's about 7 or 8, either on the front row or the second row. And I am so blessed, and I praise God every day. I believe that with the two churches being connected together, I don't like to use the word connected, I say joined together, We're much better off. We're much better off in worshiping God. So we are just so pleased with our new family. I am.